Hi everyone, welcome and welcome back to my channel. In today's recipe, I'm going to show you guys how easy it is to make hibachi meal at home. This recipe is so delicious and yet so easy. But as usual, if you like the video, be sure to give it a like and let's get started. To begin, these are the ingredients. I will try my best to place them down below for you guys in order. That way your life can be easier to make this recipe, because this recipe requires a lot of ingredients. I am using ribeye steak, shrimp, and chicken. And also we have some cucumbers here as well as some onions. And these are the other ingredients. Also, I'm using 1 day old white rice, cooked rice by the way. But to begin, I am starting by making my yum yum sauce. To make the sauce, I am using about a 1/4 cup of mayo with 1 tablespoon of ketchup, and to season, to make sure it's nice and flavorful, I'm using onion, garlic powder, as well as some cayenne pepper. And also to balance the heat a little bit, I'm adding a little bit of sugar and as well as some melted butter. Then you are going to stir that together until everything is well combined. Then you can set that aside, moving on to the next step. All right, guys, now I am going to season the steak. I basically cut them into bite size, as you guys can see. To season, I'm using this Mrs. Dash steak seasoning blend. It is salt free. That way I can add my own salt. But before I start seasoning, I like to add a little bit of oil to my steak. Then we are going to be adding some sea salt, because sea salt goes great with steak. And then we are going to add some freshly cracked pepper. And now we're going to add in the seasoning blend. Once you're done, you're going to give that a nice mix, just like that. And we're going to set that aside. We are going to season the other protein. Next is the shrimp. I am going to mix all of those dry seasonings together. I have Creole seasoning, onion powder, garlic powder. I have some Cajun seasoning and paprika. I'm not adding any salt because the Creole seasoning as well as the Cajun seasoning already has plenty of salt. So to season the shrimp, I'm drizzling another tablespoon of oil onto the shrimp. Then we are going to sprinkle the dry seasoning on there. Some of it, not all, because it's still a lot of seasoning. We still have to season the chicken. Now you're going to give that a nice mix, just like that. Once you're done, you're going to set that aside. Moving on to the chicken, I'm using 1 chicken breast for this recipe, drizzling a little bit of olive oil, just basically the same process. And then you are going to add that dry seasoning on there, okay? Just add it on there and mix it together. Alrighty. Okay, now it's time for us to start cooking. I am going to add about 4 tablespoons of avocado oil to my cast iron. Once it's nice and hot and sizzling, you are going to add your steak right in. Now, cook the steak to your liking. You like it well done? Be my guest. Do your thing. You like it medium well? Do your thing, okay? As soon as I added the steak to the cast iron, I'm also going in with 3 garlic cloves, 2 thyme sprigs, and 2 rosemary sprigs for some flavor. Once one side is nice and golden brown, you are going to flip it over. This doesn't take long, about 2 minutes, 3 minutes per side if you like it medium well. You don't want to overcook these. You know, it's steak. You don't want it to be too dry. And yeah, basically once it's cooked, you are going to take it out, set it aside, allow it to rest, because of course the more the steak rests, the juicy it'll get. So yeah. All right, now I am about to cook the shrimp. To cook the shrimp, I'm using the exact same skillet. Just wash it because, you know. And then we're going to add about 2 tablespoons of avocado oil. Again, once it's nice and hot, you are going to place your shrimp. I'm going to cook the shrimp about 2 minutes per side. How can you tell if your shrimp is ready? Well, just by looking at the color. If it's pink, it's ready, because rubbery shrimp is not fun to chew on. All right, now you're going to set the shrimp aside. We're going to start cooking the chicken. Just place the chicken right in. If you need more oil, just drizzle a little bit more. But we're going to cook the chicken for about 5 minutes per side, then flip it over and cook the other side. These are chicken breasts. Like I said, be careful with them. They can be dry if you cook them for too long. All right, the chicken is nice and cooked. You can tell how beautiful the color is. I love it here because the color is on point. Now I'm going to take it out, set it aside, moving on to the veggies. All right, now I'm going to be cooking the onions as well as the cucumbers. I'm using the same pot. That way, all that flavor from the chicken can be transferred to my veggies. Now I'm going to cook the veggies until they're nice and soft and the onions are translucent. Now I'm going to season my veggies with the seasoning blend that I made earlier. Just sprinkle a little bit to your liking, basically. Once you're done with that, give it another stir just like that. And also I am going to be adding in some soy sauce on there as well. So keep in mind not to add any salt just yet because you don't want it to be too salty. So I didn't add salt at all. I just pour in the soy sauce for a nice soy saucy flavor, if that's a thing. Just mix it together just like so. I actually like cooking my veggies with soy sauce. I think it gives it a nice character. The flavor profile just different compared to not adding it at all. And I did went ahead and cover it for a little bit just to fasten the process because it was taking a little longer than usual. So once my onions are nice and soft, and you can tell by now they're like flimsy, just remove it, set it aside. Basically, we're getting ready to make the fried rice. Now for the fried rice, I am using the same skillet as y'all can see. Just wash it out. Now I'm going to add two different type of oil. I'm using avocado oil as well as some sesame seed oil. I don't like to use a lot of sesame seed oil because the flavor is so strong. I like a hint of the flavor in there. I don't want it to be too strong. So I added the oil. Once it's nice and hot, we're going to add in the veggies. Okay, you're going to stir that in. Next, I am going to add about a teaspoon of minced garlic for a nice garlicky flavor. You're going to cook that for about 15 to 30 seconds. Once it started to fragrance, you are going to add in your rice. Now, I'm using 1 day old rice. If you want to learn how to make fried rice when the rice is cooked the same day, I do have a recipe. I will leave it down below. But if you don't want to watch that video, all you have to do is just cook the rice, place it in the freezer. Don't tell anyone. Place it in the freezer for about 30 minutes, then take it out. You are ready to go, okay? Just in case you guys didn't know. Now I'm going to cook the egg. To cook the egg, I pushed the rice on the side of the pot. I added a little bit more oil so I can fry the egg. I'm cracking about 3 eggs, large eggs, in. Once that is in there, I am going to use a spoon and mix it in. Once the egg is nice and cooked, you are going to mix it in together with the rice. All right, now I am going to add in about 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. Make sure to use low sodium soy sauce. That way you can control the salt. And once you add that in, make sure to add it on the side of the pot instead of in the middle, because the flavor will just burn if you just pour it in right in the middle of the pot. Just try to add it on the corner of the pot, okay? Then stir it in just like that. And then I am going to season with a little bit of ground black pepper and as well as some salt. Okay, like I said, use low sodium. That way you can add your own salt if you need to. And there you have it, the final result. And look how beautiful, how gorgeous. The color is just spot on. The fried rice, y'all. Just take a good look at it. I just love that about me. I can make any type of restaurant quality meal at home, and I want you to do the same as well. If you watch me all the time, you will be able to make your own restaurant quality meal at home. I hope you try this out. I actually made this for a friend of mine and she loves it. Yeah. I hope you try it for your family. Let me know down below whenever you try it. Come back, leave a comment, let me know how you like it. And I guarantee you will enjoy it. And of course, y'all, you cannot forget the yum yum sauce. I am going to eat this I'll see you guys on the next recipe. And don't forget to give it a big thumbs up as usual. Subscribe, comment. I'll see you guys on the next recipe. Bye, guys.